Okay. Welcome back to Tyranny of the Dragonlords. Last we left off, in the aftermath of finally uncovering the identities of the werewolf Blackfang and his accomplices, and subsequently confronting and killing them, you, the party, escorted the children that were being tortured and held prisoner by Gareth Hayward and Eleanor Fastos to Sydney Wakefield, one of the Noble Council 5 members, primarily because you figured that she would be better equipped to look after the children while they recovered. On the way to the estate, you managed to get the most basic information about these young children from them, learning that the 2 boys and 1 girl were called Brian, Jack, and Lucy, respectively. While Brian and Lucy seemed understandably downcast and quiet, Jack seemed to have a more assertive personality, one that was all but confirmed by the excessive number of scars on his body compared to the others. As you escorted the 3 children into the manor house, Sydney did everything she could to make them comfortable and ensured that they were fed. While the children ate, Sydney seemed to have a more extreme reaction to the children than expected, one that Gen asked her about when he noticed her behavior. Explaining to all of you, she told you the story of when she was younger and how she had an affair with the late Lawrence Blackburn. One that ended when Sydney became pregnant with Blackburn's child. Lawrence revealed his affair and the existence of the bastard child to his wife, who just a short week later committed suicide. The child was given up for adoption, one that was forced upon Sydney by her now deceased parents, though she assured all of you that the child was being well cared for and was in a better place. As Sydney was explaining all of this to you, Kaelin was feeling similarly say that word.
Similarly?
Reminiscent, and was looking at a locket that he kept around his neck. Though softly spoken, the words "doing this for you" could be heard under his breath as he put it away. Sydney made a promise to all of you that she was going to do everything she could to clean up the city and help the poorer people. Starting with an orphanage, which would be funded by the gold she was paid to make the collars. The new Lady Melissa Ashcroft, who was there helping Sydney, similarly vowed to do everything she could for the children as well as the city of Ravenhold. They refused to let anything like this happen again. You decided to split up. The majority of the party ventured back forth to the Hayward estate, where you searched for any more clues to the motivation behind the werewolf attacks and their reason for going against the Empire. You found the remaining collars, which Bale canonically destroyed, as well as a safe, which seemed to be extremely magically powerful and required 2 keys. One was on Hayward's body. You assumed the other key would be at Eleanor's home and headed off towards there. While the rest of the party was searching the Hayward estate and Ethra, you remained behind and spoke with Sydney about your Void Blade and the events surrounding your killing of Eleanor Fastos. You explained that you heard a voice in your head which said more when you cut off the top of Eleanor's head, and that while this was not the first person you had killed with it, Eleanor was the 4th, this was the first time you heard a voice in your head. You said this. I would not repeat it if you hadn't said it. As Sydney examined the blade, she questioned you as to where you got it. While you did evade answering, you explained that when you were given it, you were told that it would be used to bring light from darkness. Sydney, confused as to how a blade of the void could be used to bring light to anything, nonetheless mused that maybe it was more about who was using the blade rather than what it was being used for. After this interesting meeting, Anethra rejoined the party at the Fastos estate, where you informed Melissa of the events that transpired surrounding his daughter and his missing wife. Getting permission from the shocked lord, you searched Eleanor's room and found a journal along with the missing key. Anethra, you briefly looked through the journal and found it contained some extremely dark magic, along with some overly lovey notes about Hayward. I don't remember what you did with it. Did you keep it or did you destroy it?
The notes that...
The journal. I think you still have it.
I still have it. Honestly. I think it's in my back pocket.
Some late night reading.
Taking the 2 keys back to the magically locked safe at the Hayward estate, you finally managed to unlock it, where you found a map.
Ooh, yay! Ooh, it's a nice circle.
Alright, that's fine.
No, that's fine. The one that has all the cheats on it.
No. I was gonna give it to you. To hit on the old Tom Road. Steve Highmore.
In the journal, it detailed various plans and strategies for the Blackfang's Hat's fight against the Empire, as well as letters from Hayward's contact in the capital, Lucian, a man mentioned by Hayward previously, who is apparently a son of noble and Prince Olozarin's court. Lucian learned that the Prince Olozarin planned to strip all non-elf nobles within the kingdom of Highmore of noble titles. On the map, he saw 7 lines leading out of Old Town. trade routes that Lucian said were being used by Prince Alozarin to smuggle powerful magical weapons out of the capital into the greater countryside, if not the Empire as a whole. Kaelin confirmed the validity of the trade routes and explained that this was the reason he sent Sirach and Perseus to the capital. He wanted them to investigate the rumors of magical weapons being used and transported and gather all the information about it that they could. Kaelin explained that this was the next mission he had for you. Your final stop for the day was at the Blackburn estate, where you were met by Lord Lionel's recently made fiancée, Adriana, who thanked Kaelin for saving her love's life. She led you to Lionel in his study, where he presented the party with a gift, the Blackwater Saber, a weapon he noted was remarkably similar to the one Grudok used. Grudok realized that it was the same weapon that was used by his former captain, and asked how Lionel got it. He explained that he bought it off of a female Black Steel Orc a few months ago while she was travelling towards the capital of Hyde. While looking at a painting on the wall of his mother and reminiscing about it, he explained the story behind her death, a story you confirmed the validity of, with your information came from Sydney earlier. He told you that despite knowing that information, he had every intention of working with Melissa and Sydney and restoring the city to its former glory. After returning back to the lone manor that you had for one last night, Kaelin excused himself to go upstairs and bathe. Before doing so, he suggested to Bill that you will play a drinking game he had heard of before, called What the Fuck Is Up With That? You did, and you learned quite a lot of interesting things about each other. You played the game and drank for a couple of hours before Bill gave an impassioned speech about purpose and what he plans to do with his life going forward. You all ventured upstairs, Kaelin nodding to Bill in acknowledgement of his words before you went to bed and fell asleep, which is where we pick up today's session. Everyone has a long rest if you haven't already.
Everyone has?
Yes. It is currently, unless you guys are doing anything at night, early in the morning on Wednesday, the 25th of April, in year 846 PA.
It's post-apocalyptic, right?
Post-ascension.
Post-ascension, sorry.
It is basically when the Solnarian family started existing.
Wait,
so they got very arrogant.
What's the year?
846. So it's not necessarily when they ascended to the throne, it's when their family started.
Gotcha.
They're
They're
just
like, this is the new town.
But it's not the start of the Sun Elves necessarily.
No. Sun Elves are way more recent. Well, I mean, still like 100. I'd have to double
but
check.
not
It's
800 years.
But not 800 years, no. You're in the manor. Everyone's waking up for the morning. You'll do a long rest if you haven't on your character sheets, and the day is yours. Kaelin is awake in the dining room, just writing in his notebook. And I don't know what you guys are doing.
I might be first, I don't know, but I'll head down, and I'm already packed, I'm already ready to go. Just nothing else to do here.
That's what's sleeping.
My nose is broken.
Is that you saying?
Nope. We're good.
What the hell was that?
I got punched in the face the other day, remember?
What?
Yeah.
Remember getting boxed me in the face?
I was like, what
I
the
thought you
fuck
meant
is
real life,
that?
and I was like, what?
Yeah, I think we all thought you were speaking
Yeah, you were not speaking in character.
I was oh man, I regret speaking, having an accent.
You don't have to do the accent.
Mine comes
if you
and
want.
goes, so it's
Yeah.
I know, mine
Honestly,
mine fluctuates. It's like Scottish,
Yeah.
Irish,
Yeah,
British,
right.
Australian.
It's your accent. It's not any of those. They're just similar to those.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
Scottish?
You wake up, you come downstairs, outside the windows, you can see that it's overcast outside. It's pretty cloudy. It's not raining yet, but it's probably going to. Are you up? Are you talking about your nose again?
Just gotta make sure it's...
Remind me,
Let's fix it here.
how many horses do we have?
We have horses.
All the horses.
Yeah, you have 4 horses.
4 horses.
Or
From
5.
your accent.
No, you have 4
Oh
horses.
dear. It's contagious.
They are at the stables on the other part of town.
I'm gonna walk up behind Kaelin while he's like at the dinner table. I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder and I'm just gonna go, what are you writing about, darling?
What did you say?
I said, show me your dick, darling. No, I said, what are you writing about, darling?
Just the next mission at hand, plans. things we gotta find out.
Do you have a map? Yeah, it's also my map.
I don't have a map. You guys found the map.
Oh yeah.
I know, does he have like a more, like, zoomed in?
No. I wasn't able to print that in 3 hours. I'm sorry about this one.
Enhance. Do you have
Can you enhance that?
Enhance.
I'm trying to zoom. It's not.
This is the
Is that a spell?
worst. I'm just gonna, on his shoulder and just kind of walk away.
Are you okay?
So it seems the wedding's off then, or?
Rudolph, Jen, what are you guys doing?
I gave him 3 notes.
Yeah, we'll just come down and kind of just take a seat at the table and just sit there.
Who's all at the table? Everyone?
Everyone's so far ahead.
I walk down. I'm drunk. I'm like, oh.
Do you like the Family Guy like fall and like?
A gigantic orc that can't handle his liquor.
I was thinking more of the Valkyrie and...
Haven't seen so.
No, not the new one.
newest, I
In,
mean.
the
Yeah.
one in Ragnarok where she was false.
Kaelin looks at you as you stumble very briefly, and it's like, so it looks like you had a good night then, all of you.
You bet your ass out there.
I think Gen broke my nose at one point.
Yeah, that was something.
Was there a reason for it?
I think I deserved it, honestly.
Okay.
Looking
Not
back.
entirely.
I mean,
I feel a little.
we learned so many things about each other. Some of which I wish I could take away from my brain.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. Which piece is she talking about?
Just like by myself, just
I'm surrounded by monsters.
ah.
Everyone revealed something about themselves?
Okay, wait. You knew he was there, right?
I didn't until the end.
No.
Until the end,
Oh, you were
right?
listening the whole time? That's
He was listening for parts of it.
I know.
You were drinking for a while.
We
You were playing
were.
up for a while. He doesn't take an hour to bathe.
He was yeah.
Unless it does.
Everyone learned something interesting about each other? Everyone revealed something interesting about each other?
That
He looks again and I'm slightly surprised.
We did force some participation, I think. That's
That
Definitely was.
forced participation. Great. Would you like some elderberry wine though? It really takes the edge off in the morning.
Takes the edge off.
Yeah.
I
The hangover, you know? Great.
I prefer to keep my mind fresh as much as possible. As he sips his flask of yellow wine.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, we'll just look at him as he's doing it.
Can we all just like look at you while you're doing that?
No, he's not doing it slowly. He's doing it unthinkingly and just he's still
I
writing.
just
that's
imagine
stuff.
Gen's helmet just slowly shifts like a mannequin head in a horror movie.
No.
And I'm just like,
the bed neck lady.
No. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any other tasks that need to be handled here in
I'm ready to go.
How'd that go?
Big
She was
L.
like, the sweetest, like,
Can you see anything on my little device over there?
Nope.
Oh, I'm just saying that.
Is it?
Not plugged in under there.
What is that?
did I unplug something?
Did we kick it?
Is it?
Maybe.
Did she
That's
ever
all
look
on
at
this
you?
side.
Not me. Oh, it did. It did come
Sternum or
up.
rib? I'm trying. How the
It's
fuck is this
recording now.
positioned? Let me see your booby.
Are you going to like look how far it went?
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I know.
Like, we'll deal with it. If we have to write a recap in the comments or something.
Nice.
Anyway, where were we?
So,
So-
you were turning to leave and you went to the door. You were doing something.
Well, yeah, so right before Another starts to get up, I'm going to be like, may I see your sword for a moment?
Okay.
Just okay.
You don't actually have to do a roll anymore because it's part of the feat. So,
Oh, so I can just...
well, what does it say specifically?
I mean, my sword is in my bag of holding, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, you're taking it out. Sorry. Finish your roleplay.
Well, I don't know what it's. I'm scared what it's.
I'm not looking at it.
No. Like it's about his sensing thing, his key sensing thing. It should be under.
You're just gonna sense what kind of evils
It's
attached
just
to
under
it.
key.
No, it's under key. It's under general or
You can spend...
actions.
Okay.
Actions?
Key awareness. I don't know if you key points where you're healing, Mr.
Key
Killing.
awareness is an action you can spend on key point to know the location and size of all of the creature appearances. As long as you remain concentrated. Oh, but I can only tell where it is, though.
Well, you can tell that it exists at all.
Well, yeah, but I want to, like, see if I can, like, get anything from it.
Then you would do a perception check. Well, having a roll. So what are you doing? What's he doing?
So, are you pulling it out so I can see it?
He did ask.
Pull it
Yeah, he
out.
said if. Yeah, he's asking.
Pull out.
to see it.
Can I
Pull,
see it?
pull out.
Just slice.
Okay.
Kill
I
Saul.
am going to pull it out, and I am going to kind of hold it to my side, and I'm gonna send shocks and just like little, like a sparkler of just like black energy are just gonna like.
Okay, I'm sleeping here tonight.
I'm just gonna send like waves of like black and like void, just like nothingness energy.
How are you doing this exactly?
I'm putting my void form into my blade. It's just an appearance thing.
Okay.
I'm not actually
Do your key
casting
point
anything.
thing, and you spend the key point.
Jeez, this is gonna look cool.
So, key point going. And I roll.
Before you do your roll, you put out your key awareness. Who's still in the room? Is everyone still in the room?
Take all four of us, sorry.
You sense Kalen in his room. You sense a dozen people downstairs. You know yourself's there. You know Griddock's out just by the door, but not outside the door. You see Anethra, and that's all you see.
So, nothing on the sword.
There is nothing living on the sword.
So, the
It's a
sword is...
void. It's a void.
You sense the key of all living beings. You don't see any key from the sword.
Do I get, like, a gut bad feeling from the sword? Like,
Do a perception check.
that's what I'm trying to get at.
I know.
Perception, that's a 18 plus 5. Is that 18 or 16? No, that is 18. It's just right. That's
What?
20.
What was it?
20.
You look so scared when I heard that stuff.
You don't get anything from it. You understand that she said that it spoke when she killed someone,
But nothing.
but she's not killing anyone right now. So,
Alright, let's try it out
To
real
the
fast.
test.
I'll be dead.
with your insight, you can maybe understand that, like, maybe the next time she kills someone, you use your key awareness, but otherwise you can't sense anything.
Oh, yeah, I'll just wait until she kills someone again. If she kills someone.
I do want to ask though, where did you get this?
You just shared with them that
If
I shared one card.
listen.
you don't have to
If you like react like you are hesitant at all, I'll be like, you don't. Again, I trust you. You don't have to share. I just want to help you if there's something I can.
I cannot give you a direct place from where I received this sword. As far as I know, it is a gift.
From whom?
Whoever is in my head.
And you've never heard their voice before.
Not until I killed her. I don't know if that has something to do with the kind of person that she was, and I'm gonna stick my sword back in the bag of holding. Because everybody else, I felt there was more gray area.
I don't need to pry. Have you killed another high elf before?
Better look at the cheat sheet on her thing.
Just zoom in.
If it doesn't specifically say, it's up to you. I cannot read lips, love.
We're saying it in an Australian accent.
No, I'm still gonna. That's what the messaging's for, or the whispering's for.
Yes. The
Just
dark
trying.
elf.
A dog?
You just swallowed that.
It's a dog.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help.
I'll let you know if I hear anything. I would like to avoid getting the killing blow at this point.
We'll
That's
do
alright.
our best to outdoors later.
Sounds good. I'm gonna leave. I'm extremely uncomfortable with the amount of tension in this room. I'm just gonna like back out of the room.
Guns.
Finger guns out of the room.
You go into your room, Kaylin asks if you're okay.
I got like my hands pressed up against the door, and I'm just gonna go, if you ask me about my damn sword, I will put it in some place you won't like.
Oh, so it's a damn sword.
I'm not gonna cry.
Good. You're learning. And then I'm just gonna walk away and go and get the bath.
Which is still
Did
in the
you
room.
not drain the water?
It's still in the room. He can still see you.
I'm not saying anything.
No. What are you guys doing?
Well,
Should we take watches just in case?
Because of the facade of still being nobility, they're not going to do watches. Like, you could do a watch in your room, but being outside your room would be suspicious.
I can watch.
Can I go downstairs and see if the 3 men are still down there?
Go downstairs. You don't immediately see them. Do a perception check if you want to double check.
Don't dick.
Not 20.
Oh, that's a 25.
It's crazy.
I don't have anything to do. Just
You catch a glimpse. It's like evening now, so it's dark outside. But you catch a glimpse of them like outside the building, just walking off, like away from the building.
how far are they?
You can't see. It's literally like Nat 20 is the only reason you saw anything. It's literally just a glimpse of them just like walking away from you.
Where are you right now?
I'm still in my room, but like, if we decide on watches, I can take first.
Where's Godric? Not Godric.
Godric!
I'll just be walking into my room, I guess. I'll be outside in the hallway walking towards my room.
Really?
Just yell my name.
If you need help,
I'll yell out. I'll just yell out.
Wait a minute. Are you yelling out? We're in a tavern at night time.
Hey. I'll run up the stairs.
Yeah.
Knock on Bell's door. Will Grudock at this point already be in the room, in his room, or just really like?
I literally said I was in the hallway
He's
walking
literally
towards my
got
room.
like sock in hand, like.
Yeah. I have a sock on the door and a sock in my hand.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
before my rest, I'm going to.
No.
I'm gonna. If you don't
No
mind,
socks.
I'm gonna go into your room before you guys go to bed, and I'm gonna cast alarm along the windows.
Nice.
So you're not. So
You need to
you're
get
not in
my-
your room.
Well, for a moment I was gonna do that and then go back to my room, but
Oh.
it takes like 2 seconds.
I'll just
Or a minute, I mean.
Try to knock on both their rooms and see if they're in there.
Okay.
I'm
Knock on
dead
yours
on the
first.
floor.
Okay, I'll be there, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I would have done that before, so.
I say, are you able to do the first 2 watches for me?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to go investigate and see if we have some survivors.
Well, it was nice knowing you again. It's been a great
Survivors
campaign, bud.
From Ravenhold?
From the werewolf pack.
That's totally fine. I did want to mention, if I take your whole watch, Brudok takes a watch. There's still 1 watch I'm accounted for.
So make sure you're back in some showers.
I will.
No, I just mean like, you're either not going to get your full rest, or we're going to be down a watch, unless I only take like a watch, so like 2 hours while you're doing your thing. You know what I mean? It's up to you.
I mean, we can just do it like. Well, because you need your 6, right?
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, I'm a bit between.
He's the normal one. Like, in terms of population, he's the normal one.
Like if he was, well, no.
Like, yeah, this continent is populated by elves for sure, but...
You can like spend 2 hours doing whatever you're doing, and then come back for a watch, and then still get a rest.
Alright, yes, if you, yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
And then, after relaying that message, Ben's gonna basically just double dash and try to like, follow the 3.
You didn't tell anything to agree on.
Well, I mean, about relay the message of Dragonlords.
Wow.
Do you wanna like send his bird with you? Maybe, I don't know.
Fine.
Because I guess it's familiar, right?
I'm in my room doing something.
Okay,
If you're gonna open the door,
I'm gonna go up to your door, grab the sock, and be like, "What?" And I'll just like drop it, and I'll like knock on your door. I'll just burst.
Can we need a moment?
Is that what you look like right now?
You just don't count.
Ned, I need a moment, please. I open the door and like peer around the corner. Can I help you?
May I borrow hockey?
What?
He's busy.
Oh my god.
This is your ball.
Move on! Immediately move on!
Okay.
No more funny stuff.
Why do you need hockey?
Because the 3 men are leaving the tavern, and I am going to follow them because I have suspicions of them being werewolves.
You're suspicious of me.
Yes. So
He's investigating. It's best if he doesn't go alone.
yes, if you could help, if you could give me, if you could lend me a hockey so I can have some assistance in this.
Yes. I'm sure hockey and I are connected in some way. If you need help, I don't know, close wing or something.
Hockey is my own version of it. And then
I go like,
and then I'll
go with.
try to catch up to, or go in the same direction as those 3, and see if I can like catch up to them to a certain distance.
You're just using your action to dash, right? Are you trying to be stealthy or deceptive or anything? Or you can do one or the other.
What else?
So I'll
We
dash.
probably... You know what direction they were roughly going.
Yeah.
Like, you saw at least the direction. If you wanted to use your key awareness, you can sense pretty much where they are within 60 feet if you keep running.
Okay, yeah. So I'll stealthily. So I'll use my key awareness and dash over stealthily until I can sense them.
Okay.
And then once I sense them, I'll keep my distance.
They're a little bit out of town in the trees, talking.
Are they talking or are they arguing?
Arguing.
Why are they always arguing?
Oh, they were arguing earlier.
Yeah.
About who's
Figure out
bottom.
who's gonna bark.
Well, now there's 3 of them, so.
Well, yeah, there's 3 options, right?
They're arguing, you're watching. Are you watching just with your key awareness, or is it like because it is really dark? So like, are you trying to get close enough to visibly see them?
I have dark vision. Right?
That's true. So you can at least tell generally.
Yeah. So like, are there like bushes in the area?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to like get like close enough, like maybe like 20 feet close, and like hide behind like a bush or something, and try to like
Do a stealth check.
So, let's say 14.
They see you and stuff. All your smoke.
And he's getting stuff out, so
It's not a smoke kill. There we go.
Good! Is there a fire? Oh,
So if passive perception is 14, that means they see, right?
Yeah.
He rolls 14 in his
Yeah.
passive perception.
Well, so no. So rolls always beat non-rolls.
Yeah.
So if his is a 14 in there,
okay.
passive perception is a 14, then he would still pass it.
You're
just barely.
You kind of step on a branch, and they look towards where you are for a second, but otherwise go back to target.
Yeah, I'll just like, just sit there and like. How far is that?
I think it's the
60
same.
feet?
Yeah, I think it's the same as you.
Okay.
Key awareness.
So, yeah, I'll just sense them with my key, which I should take probably one off. Yeah.
Yes, they're arguing
So I'll just-
about something. They're still being quiet about their arguing.
so I can't bite them.
If you want to do a perception check, you can. But otherwise, like, no, you can't hear. So they're arguing. They're kind of physically fighting, like being aggressive with each other, and then they kind of come to an agreement after like 10 minutes of arguing, and then they wander back to the tavern.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just follow them back quietly.
They go up to their rooms. They separate. They go into their rooms. They get in the beds.
together? Or?
Maybe they come back to the inn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're keeping watch, right?
Yeah.
They see you and they just keep going to bed.
Am I able to like? Because Hockey has some like sentience.
Yeah.
So could I ask Hockey real quick? Because I assume that they have windows, right? Something like that.
Yeah, they're like windows. They're medieval windows, so they're
We broke through one of them.
We
Well,
did.
why
I'm
don't we
guessing
have-
they had it repaired. How long does it take to make glass?
they can order it. They might have spares just in
Didn't say it was
case.
on Prime Day.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll ask Hockey if he can go up to one of the windows and see what they're doing.
Hockey understands what you're saying. Goes up to one of the windows and just sees them getting into bed. Separate rooms.
One of
He
these
flies
days,
to the next window over, and that person's getting into bed as well.
all of us like secretly voyeurs on these three guys, just like, please.
Okay, so I guess after calling Hockey back, I'll just head up to my room. And
You know, total building.
oh yeah, so I'll go to them and say, yeah, so it seems that they were still arguing about something. I can't quite make it out. We came to an agreement or something. Oh yeah, I'm not sure who mentioned it, but they were arguing if they should do something here or in Dongrass.
Interesting.
So,
And are they humans, by the way?
Yeah.
Everyone.
so, and I wasn't sure if they were werewolves, since we heard the three howling this
True.
earlier, and there's three of them. So I wasn't sure if they were werewolves themselves, or if coincidentally they were just three wolves and three men.
That's good to know. I'm gonna sleep in my armor tonight.
Trying to take a step.
They seem to be going to bed. I had Hockey look up. Is that able to communicate that with them?
You could like communicate to him. You can't communicate to you, but like,
Okay. I'm gonna cast alarm one more time then.
Can Hockey
The area of that is
Well,
20
you're
foot.
like asleep at this time, right? Unless you're still. both around
Can I
the side.
cover, because like 2 of their doors are on one side, theoretically. So I want to cover both of their
Yeah.
doors with that. And then just, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay.
And then I'm going to...
Yeah. Everyone else goes to bed normally. The night happens. You don't really notice anything. Everyone has long rest. You get your key points back. The alarm goes off when they wake up in the morning and get out.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll go to break real quick. Okay, it's the next morning. Everyone has long rest. I don't know if you wake up before them, but they wake up and just leave and go downstairs.
Okay. I wake up, I'm sure, from the alarm.
Yeah.
I'll just like follow them down.
Okay.
Trying to do what Gen would do.
They like signal for some food. There's people up, they get food. They sit at the table that they were at yesterday, and they just start eating. Is everyone else waking up?
Should I engage in conversation with them?
With who?
Oh, well, I'm gonna see if
I mean,
anything
you're-
changes with nobility. So I'm gonna get up. I'll wake up. I'll go down.
I will go and talk to them.
Oh,
To
shit.
who?
Okay. Okay.
I'll be
The
like,
3 guys.
oh, I think I overheard that you're on your way to Dawncrest, is that correct?
Let's go travel buddies and not get killed.
My rolls are really good. Yes? Who might you be, friend?
My name is Bell at Strohan. We're traveling that way direction as well. If you wanted to travel, I don't know if you're leaving today, but that's our plan.
Do you have horses?
We do for us.
We don't have horses.
Well,
We're not in a rush. We like taking our time. That's why we're staying here for a few days before we
Gotcha.
move on.
where are you coming from? Because we came from Ravenpool.
We came from nearby there.
But
I mean, that's the first stop out of Western Fairwind. So I think everyone comes from there at some point.
I guess, is that where you're coming from?
Where'd you come from?
What's the next town over? I forget. Like to the left of
Duskshire.
No, we're coming from Duskshire.
Lots. Any news from there?
Not particularly.
Oh yeah, there was. Why not? When you pass through, I don't know if you get. I guess you probably didn't go too close to Ravenhold, but I don't know
We
if you've
didn't
heard.
really stop. We kind of passed by it.
I don't know if you've heard about the werewolves that have been attacking recently.
Werewolves say.
Any reaction from them? I noticed.
Inside check.
$20 total.
Say what's a werewolf in your eye.
There's a little bit of recognition just to what you're saying.
Okay. Well, no need to fear. We did handle the entire pack.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Safe travels. Spread the word.
That's wonderful. Taking care of a werewolf pack is a great thing to do.
Yeah, that's actually it started with an attack in Dawnquest, which is where you're headed. There was.
We heard about that. I think a lot of people didn't.
Well, I mean, when someone attacks a prince, you know.
Yeah, they're calling it a terrorist attack.
Yep. But that's why we dealt with it. But anyway. Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope you have a wonderful breakfast morning.
You too.
I'm just gonna go to my table.
They keep eating. You came downstairs. Did you see this happen
No, I'm not assuming it was just coming downstairs.
after the conversation?
Yeah.
You guys coming downstairs?
Yeah.
Kind of Carthel's awake now. She kind of leads you to the table you guys were at before. Sit down, eat, read. While you're eating, the three guys pay for their food, stand up and leave. They look to you.
I do a nod as well.
As they're leaving, or as they like turn over to look at Belle, can I pull out a collar and just hold it in my hand and see if they do any recognition?
Jesus.
I'm really trying to get him.
How obvious are you trying to hold it?
Like just.
Are you
Like look them in the eye and just like whip it out.
Well, no, I'm not gonna look it out. I'm not gonna look in their eyes. I'm just gonna like pull it out and just like set it up.
They see it and they just like kind of a confused look.
Yeah, I'll just leave it on the table.
They kind of, and they look at it. They're just like, it's more confusion about why you have a collar on the table, from what you can tell.
Sorry, he's in this weird stuff.
Then I'll grab the collar and put it on the rock.
And he just starts eating immediately. All of it. Your food, your food, your food.
And that's how I'm like,
No.
Get water, I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
so they're afraid of
Dehydration
Yeah.
is great.
You need hydration here. They walk off. They look out.
Well, yeah. Once they walk off, then I'll just put the collar back in my pouch.
It's a little too long.
And just let them eat.
You guys eat. You gonna do anything before you head out?
I want to stop by the general store.
Say goodbye to
Henry!
Harthel hugs you before you leave.
Or
He
she
just
does.
says thank you. Hugo is going to be a light to this town. I know he's going to do great things.
Until he doesn't.
You don't know anything
Until he
about my
becomes
boy!
I mean, she spent
Tell
more
me
time with him than you did.
You know, you
Until
right.
he becomes a Ouija.
As far as she knows.
BBG.
Yeah.
Big bad guy.
Oh.
Big, you go across the store. Liana's in there. She's kind of showing Hugo things on the shelf and pointing things out and teaching.
Wow.
You kick it out of the wall.
No.
What's your problem?
I taped the back.
Yeah, no, it's good. It doesn't fucking stay in the back.
She's showing him things.
Yeah, just pointing things out, explaining prices, explaining what they are.
This kid is 4, and he's already like managing a like a
He's
register.
learning
Grew up so
about
fast.
basic items that he doesn't know about.
And she's explaining prices?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
remember this one's 14 and
with tax, that's 15.12. I'm gonna walk in, and I'm just gonna say, is there a Mr. Hugo here?
He perks up, looks at you. It's like, Nat! And runs over to you.
Mr. Hugo!
And Liana's just smiling.
I'm just gonna tussle his hair, I'm gonna pick him up in a big ol' hug, and I'm gonna swing him around. I'm gonna say, Miss Nat has to go on more adventures. I will come back and I will visit you.
Adventure?
Adventure. I'm going to go save more little boys just like you. I'm just gonna poop his nose.
Toothy smile.
your weakness.
That is my weakness. You ever seen my husband?
And Liana walks up to you and says, thank you for bringing Hugo into my life.
Now marry me.
And I'm just gonna say.
I promise that I will look after him.
I should ask her if she's.
Remember, I'm.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can still be mine.
But are you romantic?
Yes or no? I'm just gonna say, you have been entrusted with a great measure of responsibility, and I can only hope and pray that whatever you give him is better and more fruitful for his development. And I'm just gonna, give give a slight nod and say, "I'm going to help Miss Lorena in the store today." No, is it Lorena? Leona, excuse me. Are you going to help Miss Lorena in the store today?
Yeah. I learned.
You learn? That's amazing. I will come back and visit. Okay?
Okay. And he goes back to the shelves. He's looking at curious stuff.
Your giant glass bottle smash.
Shattering.
He lifts up a healing potion. She's like, "Be careful with that! That's big deal!" Not really.
It wasn't me.
Worst case scenario, he just gets healed.
Are you guys leaving?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
No, real quick, I want to go to the general store.
Yeah, well, you're in the general store.
I'm in the
I thought you went by yourself.
Oh, okay. No, you can go with that.
I'm like walking
You
out.
can say
just
you're
like
in there.
stand in the doorway. I'm just like,
We'll reverse time and say you went in with her and we're just looking at stuff.
Okay. Because when it comes to me and having like cooking stuff, what do I have? Really?
Oh, yes. You need basic stuff. What's it called? You need common supplies and uncommon supplies. Don't know where the price is for those.
I can't remember that kid's name.
Supplies. Trivial, common.
George.
George, that's it.
You said that the only time I could think of was Bill just going, I think my Bethany.
Okay, yes.
I named my horse Bethany.
Just common supplies are worth a gold each. So if you just technically you need one per feast that you make. And so I think you had a couple.
I have like my king boots on and a cowboy hat.
So as soon as I make a meal, it breaks.
Yeah, it's like salt and stuff like that. Like counts as basic stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's
seasoning
basic.
stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's not just seasoning. It's just like the basic stuff you need to enhance a meal, to make a meal. Like you could literally just cook raw, but it would just be raw and it wouldn't really do anything.
Okay, so in that case, I'll buy. You said it's 1 gold?
Yeah, it's 1 gold.
I'll buy 10.
Okay. So yeah, just to add a custom item like common cooking supplies or something. Uncommon ones you can buy for 10 gold each, but you don't need to do those yet. You don't need to do anything like that yet. That's more for cooking like magic food almost.
So common cooking item?
Yeah, common cooking supplies is what I would write. Anything else?
I think we Gucci.
Okay,
Don't want to do another shopping episode.
no, you guys get your supplies, get your horses, you leave. Just travel, survival checks.
Okay, I want to do a survival check at sentence I didn't get to last time. And I'm really scared it's going to go so bad.
Mine is 4. I'll do it.
I think mine's 5.
8.
9.
Wow!
13.
Okay, which order?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I have to put on the brave face as I leave my human.
Get set out on your horses. It'll take 2 days to get to Dormcrest. You get the ready early evening the second day. You travel. Wait, what did you get?
8.
Okay, no, you guys travel. After like not even an hour, really, you overtake the 3 guys. They kind of wave, say hi, and you keep going.
Are we like power walking or are they just
You're
late?
on horses,
Oh,
and
that's
they
right.
are not on horses.
That's right. Forgot that. Hi guys!
Yeah, you
On your
overtake
left.
them, you keep going. None of your rolls were too bad, so you just travel. There's a few basic, like there's a tree falling over in the middle of the road, and you go around it and keep going, and you follow the path, and yeah, you get to the end of the first day. You still have 1 meal, or you can cook 1 meal. So just do a quick roll for that, just to make sure.
Can I get more herbs?
Yeah, you can do it.
Can I
Check.
get more herbs? Shit.
What is it plus again?
It's it's basically a perception check. Because you're proficient perception, right?
Yeah.
Not expertise.
Am I proficient in herbalism?
Yeah.
Okay, so then a 13.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys are eating rations tonight. He messes up the meat you had.
Not your best work.
I can try stuff.
You eat it and it tastes terrible.
What?
You like he failed at making something edible.
You know, like in
Accidentally
Breath of the
overcooked.
Wild, when it like looks disgusting.
What's wrong?
Do a D100.
So you do better. You want to cook?
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Alright.
Try let's win.
Well, do we have any more meat?
Nope.
I can
Okay,
give you
next
some
time you.
He assumed he didn't go hunting because he assumed you were fine.
11.
Well, next time you.
I'll go hunting next time. Okay.
Wait, are you gonna?
You get a common
But you
curative
said
for
you wanted
each.
to
I'll give you the
Almond.
meat.
Curative reagent.
I'll get the meat. You cook it. Since you're so.
But I
Great.
have survival. I'm good at finding stuff. Killing stuff.
You should already have them in your herbals bag. Most people eat that.
You like small men.
Huh?
It's
You
a
like
custom
small
item.
men.
I like small.
Because in your
You-
herbals
you
you
said I'm
actually
a
have
big
a
man.
couple
That's
custom
gross.
items,
He likes small men.
but I don't know.
I see.
You guys settle down for the night. Watches.
I'll take it.
Just gonna do it like you did before,
Yeah.
where it's like split like this, and you
Yeah.
go whichever one you want.
I'll go.
Oh, we call them common reactive agents.
Oh, this one's a curative. Because it is different. Are you going for? Are you staying up with him for first watch?
I better.
It is a 6.
What kind of rolls have you got?
Survive. No, perception. Sorry.
I'm very good at perception. So. Oh. That's gonna be 22.
Yeah, everything's fine. First watch. He goes to bed. Then you do second watch with a Nethra or with a.
Either one.
Mine dead.
Bill.
14.
19.
Everything's good. Third watch.
You can't do
Oh no!
Oh my god.
It's perception.
Yep.
6.
that. 24.
I fall asleep on Gen's shoulder.
Yeah, you do.
While they're switching, I'll just.
And you're peeking up her mask.
Yeah.
Take your
Or his mask.
snack break.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take my little snack.
Fourth watch.
For the watch.
Do you see anything on his mask while you sleep on him?
No, I don't. Perception. Yeah, 17.
Yeah. Goes through the night. Everything's fine. Oh, Caleb can help you with that as well, I guess. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, Keon, do something.
Yeah,
He
you
doesn't
wake up
usually do.
and the party is dead. And
It's early morning. It's cloudy again.
I hate waking up dead.
hey!
You'll be in at Dawn Crest by the end of the day.
Reminds me of the days in the war.
Where do we have a safe house in Dawn-Crest? Where are we going? We're just gonna stay at an inn.
I was assuming we were going to say the tavern that we said Hungry
Oh
Owl.
right.
We need to
Are you
talk
gonna talk
to
to-
Eurydia.
She works at the Hungry Owl.
Thank you. That was kind of where I was going.
Hyman face clearly over.
Oh!
That's it. We're all dead.
I mean, technically, yeah. You guys kept up the act once you got to Fairwind, so you can.
Guess what, sword? Dinner served.
You're getting another one.
Survival checks.
Oh yeah.
God
You
damn
want to
you.
do third again?
15, bitch.
22.
3? Oh no, sorry, 10.
Oh my god, I get a 3.
How'd you get a 3?
I read my plus 3 and I was like, oh, 3. That is not correct.
That is not correct.
That is a not.
According to the...
Yeah, 22. I hear.
15.
Keon 22.
I'm sure you have 22.
I can hear the
70.
birds,
Dude, I'm gonna get
guys.
23 doing that.
So you set out on your walk. Who's first? Wait, you were first. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you eventually. Like, it's not long because they just set out earlier than you, but the 3 guys are there traveling as well. They say, fancy meeting you here. You look different. You look more armored.
We've heard of bandits around this area. Want to be prepared. Just a formality for the Empire. It's chainmail, I believe.
That's understandable.
Oh no, the 3 guys?
They caught up.
I don't know how they caught up if we're on horses and they're on foot.
Unless they're werewolves.
Went longer than you did.
Well, even then they start to
Traveling.
sleep. And
Maybe
they're
they have
humans,
extra,
so
maybe
they're
they have
like,
extra wolf stamina.
I mean, it's not like we're like running on horseback all day. You know what I mean? So
You just move
I really
aside.
just want to kill him now. Anybody else get that vibe of just
Kill
like
the.
the three guys?
I said that from the
innocent
beginning.
people. We just become murderers.
they were children once too.
Not anymore. So was Hitler, my dude.
Isn't that what your bodyguards are for, though?
Yes, but we have been werewolves. I've heard stories. I am rather afraid.
You're afraid of werewolves?
Terrified, actually. It shakes me to my core to even think of things. I'm just gonna shudder.
Are you acting?
Yes, I am.
Do a performance check.
Performance or deception?
Performance, because you did the shudder thing.
15.
If you say so. Well, we might see you in Dawncrest then.
Hope we don't.
We see you first.
Oh, you guys keep going.
So then we'll pass them again.
Yeah. That doesn't mean they can't catch up.
Wolves.
What? I just want to. What was your business again in Dawnquest?
Oh, we're just traveling.
But for why?
Doing it up the butt.
Are you going beyond Dawnquest or what?
We're heading to Highmore.
Or do they look like they have anything on them? Like with carrying backpacks or like
Weapons.
weapons, any kind of like bags.
Just
Can I cast detect magic?
Can you give him like a TS
general clothes? You don't see any magic.
I perform TS.
I see the goddamn bottle and Gen's.
we just say, okay, Kaylin, go just.
Well, yeah, that's actually a good point because you don't have
Kaylin's just
you don't
like
have a
the,
magic bag or anything.
Kaylin
do you?
is like the son
Yeah, no,
of Teletubbies.
you literally see the thing going out of his pocket, basically.
I'm just gonna say. I mean, we're happy, but why don't we just have Kaylin just remove curse on them?
Oh
If
yeah,
they're not cursed,
that's
then,
true. His mask is magical.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Obviously, I mean, obviously.
What kind of magic is it?
Yeah, what kind of
I
magic
didn't
is
know
it?
that.
Abjuration magic. Isn't that the protection?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Abjuration
protection magic.
It's a protection magic?
Maybe conjuration as well. But mostly
The
abjuration.
fuck?
No, you can imply that the conjuration is just like. Actually, no, I'm not saying anything. Mystery is good. I'll leave it there. Are you doing anything else, or just gonna keep traveling?
Nah. I mean, like, if we do think the werewolves, why don't we just have Kaylin, like, remove curse on the person?
Just do one of them. What if we just remove curse on one? Kaylin? I'm
Yes,
gonna just
my dear.
Wolf castrate.
pull you to me in a very noble way. And I'm gonna go, can you remove curse on one of them?
Just to see. I don't know if they are werewolves, but.
See it, right?
I mean,
I don't know if I can
it
see
could
a
help them
curse
either
if
way.
they're
You
not.
can't see curses specifically.
Yeah.
If they're not werewolves, they could just help them out.
It would be verbal and somatic, meaning I have to make it obvious.
Hi.
They would know that I'm
Just talk,
doing it.
just talk very loudly.
I say we do it.
Sure.
I say we do it.
Maybe Gen and I can
Wait, there's a way we can do this. Hold up a second, I say to them as they're, like, walking away. I'm gonna pull, like, the one in the back and say, you don't look super well. Are you feeling okay?
I feel fine.
Are you sure? Because, Kaylin, Lord Kaylin, he is quite gifted in healing magic, and I'm sure he could help just a little bit.
I don't know that I need healing.
You wouldn't say
Persuasion
no
check.
to before I do. You wouldn't say no to a boon from a lord, would you?
I mean, no.
Do you want me to do persuasion?
Yeah.
Damn, that's really
Hurry,
smart.
just break his leg and be like, oh, you need
Is
That
it
20.
So that's going to be a
26.
Just know.
yeah, that passes for sure.
Wait,
He's like, I rolled 9 plus whatever. He's like, sure. What do I have to do?
Oh, just stand there and Kaylin, Lord.
Taylor walks up and like puts his hand on his shoulder, casts remove curse.
No, he didn't.
He's like, am I supposed to feel any different?
Well, I mean, if you don't, then that's great. If you do, that's also great. As long as you're healthy.
You do have some colour.
You have a
back
glow
to
to
your
yourself
face.
now, yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
So it stands a little taller.
Now go on and be on your way and head held high.
As you guys go ahead of them. They're like,
Well, it's worth a shot.
I mean, if he had like malaria or something
True.
like that, how is he?
you guys keep traveling, your rolls were fine. So you get to Dawn-Crest. You head for the Hungry Owl, I assume.
We have some questions to answer, milady. Not milady.
Where's like, what?
Not you.
Girl. Woman.
Where is it? You come up to this Hungry Owl, which is a small 2-story building. There's a hanging sign out front that says it. There's a small carved owl's body. You go in and you've been there before. It's cozy. There's a few round tables and square booths and everything. And as you walk in, Delsandra sees you, the patron, and she says, Anethra, it's so good to see you. Welcome back.
Cecilia?
No, it's
Oh.
Delsandra.
Sorry, I was taking notes.
Pay attention.
Sorry.
Delsandra, how are you, my dear?
I am fantastic.
It is so good to see you. Your establishment, it seems to be doing amazing. I don't see Leah. Is she alright?
She's right there.
Pardon me. Many days of travel has
Oh, I understand.
quite tired.
She's been working hard to help everyone after the massacre that happened.
I can only imagine, but it must be terrible after. Is there any more news that you have heard?
Actually, yes. They announced it just a few days ago that they captured the party responsible. As in, Prince Lozrin caught the terrorist that caused the attack.
Interesting. We'd love to hear more.
Oh, that's wonderful. We must meet up with Prince Lozrin and potentially.
You know Prince Lozrin?
It's a figure of speech. We want to find out more about what happened.
I heard there's something going on in the capital in a few days. Maybe you can check it out then.
Did you get a name? Is there a bulletin?
They've kept that very sharp. They said they were going to make a public announcement about it.
Public announcement or public execution?
Are they really different in this case?
Well, good thing we're heading to Highmore, I guess.
Oh, you're heading to the capital.
Well, we are now.
Have you ever been there before?
I have not. I don't think.
Is kill the party responsible? Is that part of the werewolf? Or is that just
Well, it certainly wasn't.
I
the people
forgot to ask
responsible.
you about that. Did you saw it,
yeah,
obviously.
It certainly wasn't the people responsible.
Oh, you'll love the city. It's massive. There's so much to see, so much to do.
I've seen many things throughout my life, but I don't think I've ever been to the capital. Where would you recommend going?
Good question.
You never know if you don't know.
Are you talking about?
Sights to see, places
Sights
to
to see.
eat at, I don't know, just
I mean,
delicacies.
they have a bunch of taverns there that I'm sure you can find and stay in one of them. But they have the Mosslight Museum.
Moss Light.
It's the only museum in all of Highmore, and it's mostly to do with like ancient magical creatures and stuff like that. I went there once a few years ago and it was amazing. There's the aviary. That's where they train all the ravens, the messenger ravens that get sent throughout the country. They're all trained in the capital. It's this massive glass building with plenty of greenery. It's amazing. I mean, there's plenty of good taverns. I recommend at least visiting the Rockseeker Ale House if you're into the good stuff.
Rockseeker.
Yeah. The proprietor, Gundren, is a wonderful dwarf.
There you go.
Where have I heard that name before?
Oh, but especially the auction house.
The auction house.
Aurelio's auction house, they put some very interesting items for auction.
Interesting. Aurelia's?
Aurelio. Aurelio. Of course, they have all these public bathhouses. There's one in particular that's massive, gigantic, bigger than the others. It's a site in and of its own, but otherwise, that's the main places I've been. I've only been to the Commons before.
Out of curiosity, is this a tower?
No, it's not.
I'll definitely have to.
All those places she mentioned, she's like, I've only been to the Commons, so they're in the
Which
Commons. He meant the whole circle thing. Wait, were you pointing to
You were
something
pointing to
specifically?
that at
This.
the bottom.
Oh no, that's an arena.
Interesting.
Yeah. I thought you meant like the city is a
No.
tower. I'm like, no.
No, no, Jesus here. What's a Jesus?
If you... Is that a religion thing? The Church of the Holy Light has plenty of buildings
I see a
there.
big cross on this.
I see a big cross.
I see
I
a big
mean,
cross on this map.
I've only
Very
been to the
interesting.
Commons, but like, I'm sure the Mystic Ward is amazing as well if you're into that kind of thing.
That's where the cross is.
Well, thank you.
Thank you much.
We'll bring you back a souvenir.
That would be incredible. She does list off a couple of the taverns in case you want to write them down. I'll just name like 3 of them. It's the Wooden Tankard, Tankard, the Immoral Wolf,
Immoral?
I'm done with wolves.
and
What
the
else
Modest
is there?
Barrel. The Modest Barrel, she says, is the place that she stayed at. Not all of them have rooms to rent.
It's a good thing.
Rockseeker's Ale House is
is.
Rockseeker's Ale House is definitely a place to visit. Not for staying overnight, but ask him about the basement. But I do recommend staying at the Modest Barrel. That's probably the nicest place I've been to.
Basement or a dungeon?
They have like a well of magic there or something like that. Like a font of, I don't know.
A font of magic that
Yeah.
creates magical weapons.
Something like that. I don't know. Fascinating. Sorry, what was her name?
Delsanra.
DELSANRA.
But you can call me Del.
Dilly.
She's like, sorry, you wanted to talk to
Yulia.
Elia. You're making me pee.
I know, but you're weak. It's fine.
It's just sweat. It's like I'm hot now.
Bitch.
She's just over there. She's just cleaning a table.
Are you alright if we bother for a
Oh,
moment?
that's fine. Do you want something to eat? I'm sure. Are you staying the night? You said you're heading to the
It's
capital?
late in the day, I'm sure.
Yeah. We'll get you some rooms set up.
Do you have just something ready on hand? Something easy for you?
Food?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's starting to be dinner time, so they're already cooking stuff. We have this amazing stew. Comes with the best bread you'll ever have.
Well, I'm gonna use from the party fund.
To pay for our rooms.
My money.
Yes, for our rooms and the dinner.
Okay.
Give me a price, baby. Come on.
2,000 gold.
I'm gonna go with you though when you talk to Julia, if that's alright.
If it's for just the
Or
dinner.
not. You don't have,
You can just say 2 gold. It's just 1 night. It's not like the best tavern ever. It's nice, but it's not.
Guys, we only have 1,598 gold left.
We're so poor!
They start like getting the thing out. Are you guys sitting down? Wait, who's going with her?
I want to go. I definitely want to talk to Julia, but I know that you know her, so I'm gonna wait for your.
Well, I'm just gonna be like, Caleb, would you mind getting us a table?
Oh yeah, of course.
Bill.
Of course.
And then I'll.
Read out again.
Yeah, again, we'll kind of follow but not be like directly with them. Just like,
The good news is you guys don't have to pretend to be bodyguards now. You're equals now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're all equal.
what?
now.
You compare me to him? Kidding.
Sorry, we're
You
all
wanna
equals.
say that
and you're on
again?
board.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
That's better.
How about you and I say like a separate thing? We can kind of hear in just in case.
Yeah.
I guess I can say
You approach the Julia,
Where are your siblings?
and she looks at you like.
What have you done?
It takes her a second to recognize you, because she only met you for an afternoon.
Yeah, that's right.
And she's like, Anethra, right? Good to see you.
It's wonderful to see you. Yulia, I hate to bother you. I know you must be terribly busy, but we have some questions for you, if that's alright. We may have run into a sibling of yours.
Or two.
Her eyes go wide, and she's like, let's go to the booth over there.
Okay, we shuffle along with
Yeah,
her.
she immediately goes over to the booth.
Do you need a drink?
Yes, I think I do.
Is there a bartender besides her?
She she waves over. They bring something. It's her signaling, so they know what she likes, and they smash it on the table in front of her. And she just drinks half of it immediately. So
I'm gonna try to be as calm and like inviting as possible, not threatening.
Sibling, you say?
So
What?
we had the I wouldn't say pleasure.
I wouldn't either.
We met Ulysses in Fairwind.
What was that asshole doing in Fairwind?
Attempting to murder several of us. Besides the point.
Is there something special about you that would require you to be murdered?
Well, that's part of the reason we wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
I noticed a similarity in your features. And I'm quite curious if you had sent him after us, if I had done something to upset you.
She is horrified that you would make that suggestion. Like, genuinely, visibly horrified. She's like, why would I do that? I want nothing to do with my family.
We're not entirely sure if it was a suggestion made by someone here. We believe that he had mistaken us for somebody else. He mentioned something about he was supposed to kill some noble people, which is quite obviously.
Are you trying to lie?
Yes.
Yeah, do a deception check.
Deception check. Okay. Deception. Okay. 22.
She rolled really high.
Higher
Her
than
modifier is high, but not that high. She doesn't really believe you fully.
That we're not nobles, or that?
No, that like
there's something else.
she doesn't think her family would fuck up. But she's like, but you're not nobles, so she's kind of confused a little bit.
We believe that he was there with a sister of yours.
Some anagram of Udelna.
Andela.
There we go.
Yeah, how are you still alive?
By the Emperor's graces at this point. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm surprised. She is the most capable of my siblings. The fact that you are alive at all.
Obviously got some magical talent as well. Disguising herself, living in Dancrest, in Ravenhold for a year, disguising herself as two.
She finds great enjoyment in that.
It was a
She,
long con.
yeah, the long con is her favorite. She.
Do you know by chance where she might be? What places she might have it?
When did this happen? When did you last see her?
About a week ago at most.
In like 3 days?
It's
Like 4 days of travel.
5
4 days of travel plus like a day or two.
a day or two, 5 or 6 days. Yeah. Where is it? There's so many places on this map.
What?
Are you fucking with me?
Why don't you...
Why'd you bite your lip when you said that?
Why don't you help me find my...
You find what?
You said wizard, right?
Blizzard.
Oh, lizard!
You're all like, I said wizard.
Then help him find his tail.
Yeah. You should call like, there you go, wizard.
Well, they're probably. She's probably halfway to Varenshal by now.
Where is that?
Varenshal. It's north.
North of us?
All the way north, like, basically. It's in the forest area to the left. Varenshal.
Why? Oh, there it is.
I was like, I don't know how to explain it.
Faldenon.
Very sure.
Is that?
My family comes from a place just north of there. It's not on any map that you'll find. Unless she has another job, but...
I think she's found something that she's been wanting for quite a while.
Interesting.
She was, she had married a nobility in Dragonlords, which I don't know if that makes you nobility by relation, but your
I mean-
brother-in-law.
No, for as long as they will be noble.
Yeah.
Wait, they're high elves though. No,
The Dark Elves.
I mean, his family.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real
yeah,
Thassos.
Thassos. They'll keep their nobility.
Not wait, not real. Is it real Thassos?
Thassos, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I had brain with it.
I mean... If she, it doesn't really matter if she married into nobility if she really wasn't.
Interesting.
Okay, whatever.
So, if we wanted to go after her,
Not that I don't believe you're capable, but...
let's just assume we're insane and we wanted to go after
Yes.
her.
She visibly thinks you're insane.
We have bigger targets than her. I'll just put that out there. I'm not actually going to say
I
that.
mean,
But
the one is hearing voices in her head.
Doesn't say it out loud.
we just head north of Vericho.
Yeah, it was...
Any landmarks to speak of?
You'll know it when you see it. There's a gigantic gate in the mountain. I don't believe you'll get past it, but if you want to, you get luck.
Is there like magic protecting the gate? Is there
And monsters.
monsters?
Do you know if do you know if your family brought any ill graces towards you?
Yes.
Did we tell them about her?
Yes.
Did we tell Ulysses about her?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Did we tell them where she was?
Yes, you did.
We don't want
It's time to go into hiding.
I would recommend not. Do you have any magical capabilities that may alter your appearance?
Why do you ask?
I would recommend not looking like you or what?
Why?
Your brother and sister may know where you are.
And she stands up and walks off.
I think she did that quite well.
As she's walking off, I'm gonna like feel terrible. I'm gonna like
If you try to get her attention, she's very dumb.
well, I was gonna like if she's planning on like going into hiding. Is that the vibe I'm kind of getting? Like running away kind of thing?
You're not really getting any vibe from that. Unless you do a insight check.
I'll try it. It's not gonna wait.
I figured it's okay.
Yeah, it's not good.
A lot of people hate me.
Yeah, she'll get
It's a 7, so.
No, you don't notice anything.
I mean, she was surprised that we survived them. She can only assume that we were fucking tortured by them or something.
True.
I want to show you her stat log so bad.
Show you what?
Show you her stat log.
Alright.
If I heard quite out.
Well, that went well. We did get some information. I'm satisfied.
And I believe that she will go, if she has any self-preservation, she'll...
I think she does. Maybe we.
I believe they've got Dynamics. I think it's an amazing story.
At least she's not dead yet.
That's a great point. Did she say monsters? By the way?
She did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, what are werewolves if not monsters? We've dealt with monsters.
Probably just bigger werewolves, right?
Bigger than blackface.
Yeah, he was noticeably bigger.
Well, I'll go back to you. Did you hear all of that?
I assume we all sat here together, right?
You would have been sitting close if not. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured I thought we were.
If not, I'd share.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
just
just
gonna sit there, yeah. Did
Monsters.
You?
Monsters.
I'm looking to a group chat.
Monsters.
Sorry, I'm getting.
Yeah, that went well, Kayla says.
Are you being sarcastic?
Very.
No, I couldn't.
I mean, people can be monsters. She couldn't have meant anything, honestly. You know? It's just,
Do you really think that?
I mean, Caitlin says, if I've heard anything about the Crow family, it's that they're almost as terrifying as the Imperial family.
how
Oh,
big is the Crow family?
how the fuck are we alive?
I mean, I've heard the mother, the father, the grandfather. I know there's a few siblings. We know there's 3. I don't know if there's any more. They're not exactly a secret, but like
Okay, so
everyone avoids talking about them.
if they're a big family, a big, powerful group,
I didn't know they were nobility.
I mean, they might not be nobility to the Empire,
Yes, that's true.
but my question is then, with what they have recovered, if it is what I assume it to be, or how it was, it's supposed to be, maybe they aren't planning on selling it or pawning it or something like that for someone else, but using it.
That might be something to look into when we have the time.
You would know, wouldn't you?
I don't actually know anything about this. Not much anyway. Much more than you.
But you've dealt more with the fire elemental plane.
I mean, yes.
So you've dealt with it more than I have.
Yes, that is a true fact.
Right, got one step in the game, folks. We are basically there. I say we have a nice stew tonight. Then we can put some in a pouch for later. Maybe we'll get a doggy bag to go. And so head over to High Hall, see some of those public bathhouses, and come on, right?
That's a good plan. You guys gonna do anything else for us in the evening? You gonna stay down?
Feel terrible about.
Are you gonna stay in the tavern?
I do want to get.
I've been waiting for that for like 7 sessions or whatever it has been.
Like, does she like leave? Like, well, I want to get to hear what she's doing.
She goes somewhere in the tavern,
She's not serving our table, obviously.
She poisons her
and then
food,
she
obviously.
leaves the tavern. But
I'm gonna.
she doesn't look like she has a bunch of supplies, but also she doesn't literally live here, so she works here.
I'm gonna follow her.
You're following
I'm
her?
gonna follow her.
You are going to
A member of the family.
Maybe.
Crow family.
He's got to go get the battle mat.
No, I gotta see.
Listen, I just want like if she's
Get a
gonna go into
special
hiding.
text for you.
If she's gonna go into hiding, I want to get her some money, honestly, because like
I thought if you need some from the
I'll pay and then you guys can pay me back. You know what I mean?
Venmo?
What? My lady, what?
What is Venmo?
It's a magical currency.
Venmo?
It's like Bitcoin.
What's Bitcoin?
It's like Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. I know all about that.
I don't know about them Bitcoins.
Bitcoin.
That's what you pay for the bitch, right?
What did
Give
you
me one
figure
bitch,
out?
please. I'm just
Either one of
kidding.
them.
I was gonna
fuckers.
say we could get you what's that like bag that people have like if they can't eat or something like that? Like a gynecologist bag or something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gynecoloscopy.
That's like the stomach.
Okay, so you're gonna follow. You're gonna like go with her. What is everyone else doing?
So you get the same answers.
Are you guys gonna just stay down in the tavern for a bit, hang out?
I think I'll hang out. I'll see if Delsana needs any help in the kitchen again.
Look, then I'll go down as a back in case things go south.
Can I be extra chef?
You be sous chef?
No,
Did you guys watch
you
The
can be
Bear? No.
Watch
Okay.
what?
The Bear. It's on
Oh, I never.
Oh, are you talking about my cooking show?
Yeah.
I
be
just work
sous
in the
chef?
kitchen.
You need a.
Oh yeah, can I
I
get
just
like a
went.
can I get a corset?
Okay, you guys go talk, help out in the kitchen.
I already kind of
You guys follow her, do stealth checks first.
You guys are gonna get so fucked.
I don't think so. Not today. Oh, also, is it like dim? Is it like night? I'm gonna.
Is it
So
like
I have
night?
advantage on like hiding. So I'm gonna. Okay, still.
You meet Olovia Evertrue for the first time. She's a son-off that works in the kitchen.
Well,
Is this your true love?
No, you
I hope not.
Oh,
Hell, you worked in the
I did
kitchen.
work in the
Is she a
kitchen.
dude?
But I'm not going to roleplay you as, but over the course of just helping out with the kitchen, you just learn she's a son of that hates her heritage. Kind of, not like her heritage, but is not exactly a patriot. And so she's just working a regular job.
Did they overturn
What's
her
her name
reproductive rights?
Gosh, dang it.
What's your name again?
Elovia. Elovia. Ever true. She's
I just short.
bright blonde hair, piercing golden eyes. She wears older clothes because of her job, because she's always in the kitchen. She does not go out. She's not like nervous or timid, but she's just quiet. She doesn't go out because of her heritage, and whether that's because like people don't like sun elves, or like it's kind of a combination of a bunch of things. She's got a lot of anxiety about her heritage. It's kind of like Andrew.
Andrew hates being Mexican.
Yes.
I just forgot I'm Mexican.
Yes, you do.
That's the easy one.
You're the one.
You guys follow her. She goes to a house.
I got a 23, by the way.
What'd you get?
23.
What'd you get?
21.
Okay, yeah. Nice. She goes up the hill. I don't think this tavern is on the hill, so yeah, she goes up the hill to the a bit more residential area. She's got a small, modest house that she goes into. It's like pretty small. It's not that small. She's just going inside.
I just realized I don't think I have advantage on stealth, but first roll, anyway, not important.
No, it's fine. If you want to go up to see if there's any windows, you can, but otherwise she's just like this.
Does it, I do want to kind of like just peek in, like, does it look like she's like rushing to pack or anything like that?
Perception check.
Perception.
You catch her and made it undressing.
Gosh dang it. You know what? Why not? I'm gonna use my inspiration. 15.
That's what I wanted. Yeah, she's basically packing up her house.
Okay, I do want to like knock on the door then.
She says, "Come in, Belle."
Oh shit!
It seems like you were planning on leaving, which seems smart.
It happens. It's the first time in a few years, but
Sorry to blow your cover.
it was going to happen eventually.
I don't know if this will cover it. I hand over 25 gold. Say like,
she raises a single eyebrow and she's like, "Yeah, I don't do that." I appreciate the sentiment.
I mean, coming from nobility, that totally makes sense.
She doesn't answer to that at all.
I feel like we do owe you something. So if ever you need anything, call us.
Going to the capital, right?
No, yeah.
I will find you a friend.
Scary.
I mean, I'm assuming. I guess
She's
at this
a
point
crow
she's
after
trained
all.
by the crows. So.
This is very just heavily inspired by Hunter. She is absolutely killer.
Anyway, I'm gonna do like another like apology and bow and let her get back to her business.
She was basically kind of done. Like she was doing it really quickly. She doesn't have a lot.
Yeah.
You like start walking away, I assume.
Yeah.
She like closes the door. You kind of look back and she's not there.
Alright.
Fuck!
Like literally, you turn back as soon as you hear the door close and she's not there.
Okay. Well, I'm satisfied with that. So we tell the group that we gave for 25 gold, we can split whatever they give us back. Just kidding. I don't actually
It's
say
not
that.
about me.
You're the worst!
I don't actually say that.
You go back, and at the same time you arrive, the three guys arrive. at the tavern. It's been a few hours.
Same tavern. What are the odds? I pull out my code.
It's like the first tavern
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the town from this direction. You guys kind of like, they go in first, you go in after them. They ask for 3 rooms.
This is going to be annoying. If they follow us all the way to Highmore and they blow our freaking cover,
Oh, yeah.
Why would they blow our cover though? What?
they think we're nobles.
Oh!
So we should have
And I'm working in the kitchen!
Well, you're in the kitchen, so they can't see you. But you see them in the building and know she's working in the kitchen, so...
I just have to kill them to keep the thing going.
They're the only ones that know right now.
Causing quite an issue for us, honestly.
As they're like walking in, are messing them at, like as they're coming into the entrance.
They go in just before you. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna like
Like 10 seconds ahead of you.
can I like wave at them before they go in
Yeah.
and like say like, hey, we've actually just booked out this place for the night, so there's no
Okay.
room here. Unfortunately.
Performance check.
What was that?
No,
One?
no.
It's a 9.
Yeah, I rolled 3, so you're fine. They're like, oh, thanks for letting us know.
Didn't want to waste your time.
We'll
I know
just
it's
head
been
over to the Dusty Stag.
That's what my
I hear-
nickname
I-
was in high school.
I hear that's a good one.
I've stayed there once or twice before.
Best of luck on your journey.
Thank you. And you see kind of the one that Kaelin healed is standing a bit tall. Like almost unnaturally tall. And they go off to the Dusty Stag.
When I get him out, I'm just gonna be like, we're gonna need like some cover or something.
I'm working on like doing my dishes in there. I'm like, shh, you know, I'm just vibing, dude.
Just having time of my life.
I am having a time of my life.
I'm just talking to Elovia.
Yeah, you guys help in the kitchen for
Keep it exciting.
however long you want. You guys, you're not gone that long, so what are you doing?
The thing.
Wait, what thing? You're gonna have to message me. I've got a lot of things going through my head right now.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of things going through my head.
Okay.
Are you gonna blow up the tower?
You gonna go assassinate the 3 of them? Honestly, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
You'd save us a lot of work. We could stay here. Oh, but I want to get their execution.
You wanna what?
That's just
You wanna get the tower execution?
We need to get there before
Is that your thing? Oh my gosh,
We
I'm
get
sitting
there
here
for
like, where is this dog?
execution. The announcement. We need to get there in time for that.
Renaissance books for content.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Often is for good.
Once a year, I think.
I feel like it's more often, but it's probably once a year.
So it's just stuff for the run.
It's not a bad idea.
Are you guys planning anything else if he's not? If,
I'm
like,
not.
You hope until like they stop taking food orders, basically.
And I'm guessing, yeah, and they did let leave, so we don't have to worry about
Even now, as they're walking out, they're like, hey,
it. What are you doing?
why are you in the kitchen?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Why are you in the kitchen?
Why are you in the kitchen?
What was a lady doing in the kitchen?
Let me explain
belongs.
quick.
Oh,
Oh my god.
About Yulia.
She's dead, isn't she?
She's dead. You already killed her.
Right, it doesn't surprise
So.
me.
Okay, so. As you walk inbound,
Do a stealth check
so.
Doing
with advantage.
Plus another 19. Or with another 19.
That's such a good roll too.
why do you always pick your rolls?
That's a 25.
Okay. I can explain it because as long as I don't get a game, it doesn't matter. That's fine. You go in, and as he follows in behind you, you don't see this at all. But he has his finger, and he does some kind of little swirls on the door with his key, and goes in and closes the door. And you don't see it at all.
Wait, sorry.
In the tavern or like
On the front door of the tavern.
on the front door of the tavern?
He has a key that he swirls
No,
around.
no. His key.
He's using my key. Like,
Oh,
his
your
own-
key.
He's channeling his key.
Okay.
Actually, it's not on the front door. It's to the right of the front door. Because on the front door would be weird when you're walking in. So just to the right of the front door, as he's walking in, he does like something with his key and his finger. But you don't see it at all. is your passive perception is not even close to 25. And he closes the door and walks in, and you guys all go to bed, I assume.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast alarm at my door.
You cast alarm, everyone goes up to their rooms. Did you guys pay for the rooms?
Yes,
Okay, you did.
because I paid for it with our card one.
Yeah, I remember. They're not amazing rooms, that's why it's only 2 gold for 5 people. Are you guys keeping watch or anything?
I don't think I will at this point.
I think I will, just because. Sure.
I've alarmed my door.
Yeah.
We're not keeping up appearances anymore.
Yeah, if you
so-
guys don't know, alarm is a spell that if you cross over the boundary, he wakes up, basically.
And I can set like certain people to not trigger it, so you guys are fine. But
I think I'm gonna stay up at least for the first 2 hours, and I'm just gonna sit by my door.
too
Just
bad.
as like a paranoia thing.
You get
Just
shot
stay back and forth with her.
Trying to sleep.
Are you guys doing anything?
A little bit.
You can keep watch. I mean, you'll eat probably, but
Oh yeah, I'll do like first watch, like food.
okay. Okay. Night goes good. Long rest. Nothing happens.
You make me so nervous. I told you that.
Okay. Next morning, Delsandra welcomes you, gives you breakfast. She says it's on the house for helping out last night.
Oh, hell yeah. See, I'm saving us money, guys.
She's like, is there anything I can help you with before you leave?
Amazing.
It's a pleasure. You're an amazing guest.
Too kind.
So we should try to like really rush to get away from
Yeah.
the nerds.
You guys go from sitting here.
Crapping our style.
Oh, yeah, you'll know. Everyone will know.
I don't like those secret messages.
Wait, why did I say I? You guys get on your horses. That was with the stable, as included the room fee.
I can tell.
Can we say we got up like a little bit earlier than
Oh, you
normal?
can't.
I would like to.
No,
I
you
would
can't.
like to.
I see
leave
what you mean. You
before
can't tell
checkout.
anything.
Yeah,
You can't tell. Yeah.
Can we leave at like 7 or 8ish?
like earlier than.
Yeah.
We just want to get ahead of the nerds.
Yeah. Okay.
Before the executions.
So you get on your horses. You head out east. It is east because it kind of like goes east and then comes down.
Yeah.
You go out east.
Sorry.
And you see where the fairgrounds is kind of just cleared off. It's all cleaned up a bit as much as it can be. But otherwise you just start making your way to the capital. But before you leave town, there's some town guards at the Dusty Stag. And they're kind of like cordoning off the area.
Gosh dang it, did they get killed?
Or did they?
Kill?
No.
What did
Cordoning off the area, and you guys see this as you're approaching and about to leave. Like, Dusty Stag is basically on the other side of town.
I'm gonna like,
I just want to be curious.
yeah, I'm gonna be a super nosy
Awesome.
citizen.
Awesome.
I want to hop off my horse
Yeah.
and I just want to walk up to the nearest guard.
She can move.
I don't know what she's
So
like.
you can't go any further, this man.
Oh, I don't plan on getting any.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna kind of like squish my boobies together and just kind of be a little flirtatious and just go. I'm just dying to know what happens.
Persuasion check. With advantage.
My boobies?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
It's like a
Boobies.
set of boobies.
You emphasize the boobies. It does it.
Persuasion. Oh, fuck yeah.
Advantage.
That's a 23. Yeah, 23.
Yeah, so keep this hush hush, you know. Don't listen. But apparently, like, a fight broke out last night. Like, some 3 of the guests that were staying here, like, they were murdered. A fight broke out. Some witnesses, like, there was a witness that saw the end of it. There was a... I'm not trying to say it. I was going to use a certain word, but it's not that word. Apparently a fight broke out. Some individual got into a fight with these 3 people. 2 of them transformed into werewolves, but it wasn't enough. They all got murdered.
If only the other one was still a werewolf, then maybe it would survive. Who?
You're not in this conversation.
No, they.
Werewolves, just like the ones from the con.
Yeah. You know what? Can't we?
Every
It's hush hush. The Empire doesn't want anyone talking about it.
It's one of those things that you're not supposed to do. Don't let anybody know.
Yeah, no. 2 of them transformed. They're all murdered.
That's terrible. Keep this between us.
So yeah, we should have put it into
As you will.
I mean, no one else.
And I'm gonna stand up a little bit straighter and
Yes, as you were.
and I'm just gonna back over to my group.
And say what to the group?
I'm gonna go, alright folks, I don't believe there's anything to see here. We'll get up on our horses and
Get out.
I'm good.
I'm gonna get behind Kaylin and I'm gonna go, we should swing around back.
And sneak in.
Yeah, see if there's like a back way. I'm curious. The 3 men at the tavern are dead.
Okay.
2 of them transformed into werewolves.
Remove curse doesn't have any visible effect on the person. Not
Poor
really
guy.
immediate effect.
I wonder how that was. Just like trying to transform. He's like,
Am I able to hear you talking about this?
No, but I think if we get a little bit of the ways away, I'll start, pulling.
I think we should discuss this as a group next time.
Yeah.
Always the one
You
with
can't-
the logic.
That's kind of my thing.
We'll just, so I guess get a little
You
bit.
get like 10 minutes in town or something and then call us the side of the road.
what's up, man?
Alright. What the fuck did you do?
You have
see
no
anything.
idea.
I know.
No, you
No.
zero have
Yeah,
no
no,
idea.
no, no.
She
You
she's
don't even
saying
have a theory.
I'm accusing him. He was the first one that was suspicious. That's what I'm doing.
like
You can't make that connection.
How?
You cannot make the connection of like, what did you do? You have no reason to suspect he did anything.
I have.
The only reason I explained it to you is because you can't mitigate it.
I'm not mitigating.
You are mitigating it.
I'm literally curious. He was the first person to be
Yes.
suspicious of the
And he
3.
did nothing.
I said we should kill him.
Oh, okay, I get what you're
I'm confused with you.
So I was the first one to think that the 3 of them were suspicious.
Okay.
We all agreed to not kill them and just leave them be, and let the werewolf thing happen.
Okay.
And so she thinks that I went through the night to kill them and
Okay.
then come back. And
That's what I'm
I'm
implying. I'm not mitigating. I don't know what you guys were talking about.
What? Okay. Go ahead. You have disadvantage on any insight checks to anything he says.
Whatever. I'm just gonna go. What the fuck did you do last night?
I so much.
Alright. Did you stand watch as the 3 men in the tavern that you were so curious about were murdered after they got in a fight with another person? 2 of which turned into werewolves. I'm assuming our friend.
I'm gonna do one of these.
I'm assuming our friend, who was so graciously removed of his ailments, no longer had the ability to fight to his full capacity. Therefore, as far as I understand it, all 3 of them are dead, and the perpetrator of this heinous crime is nowhere to be found.
What makes you think it was me?
You were the first person suspicious of them. And don't get me wrong, we all agreed that we should have just murdered them 2 towns ago. But I am curious, with your initial suspicion of them, did you?
If I were the one to kill them, I would have done it back afterwards.
Right. Anybody else want to claim this?
I was just gonna say, if I was gonna guess anyone, it would have been you, but
Anyone else want to
No
put
shame.
tallies in their belt? Nothing like that?
anything else you care about?
Well, my boobs aren't getting so far.
You should have showed me.
For more information!
Just fucking.
There was apparently a fight, and 1 versus 3, 2 of which turned into werewolves. The third probably stood there just looking constipated, at my best guess.
They must be saying that this person's a hero, though. If they're linking the werewolves to the terrorist attack.
I didn't infer any heroic attributes, but that could just be my own fault.
It's not that I care. So it's not like I don't have faith in you, but Anethra apparently has a lot of faith in you for taking on 3 people at once.
I mean, they didn't seem to be.
They seem.
They weren't the crow
Well, they always
family.
get-
No, that's true.
Where they always get killed. They were.
I was curious though. They didn't stay at our tavern, so
I
they
talked
must
about
have
it.
been.
I didn't want them here because I didn't want them to connect the dots.
So were they targeted by somebody else? And did you just save our lives?
I might
by
have,
making
but I mean-
stay at another tavern.
You skipped a combat encounter.
Did I really?
Yeah, I had that planned.
Anyway.
That's less experience, guys.
No,
I don't think
the roleplay part of it makes it way
Yeah.
better.
that is the experience. Which we have as a party.
I mean, we can double back if you want, but I don't feel like we need to. I'd rather get to the capital if there's
I
some kind
agree.
of execution or announcement or whatever is going on.
Just
It
say,
was again.
if you don't want to see brain matter,
I don't.
I've seen a lot of brain matter recently,
You get it.
Especially when you cut off her head.
And when that head exploded, you weren't there for that.
I was not.
Oh, yeah.
I was up close and personal though to Eleanor's stump, so you may say.
The lower jaw.
Lower jaw. Yeah, I caught a little bit of the stem.
Oh.
Are you guys gonna just keep going then?
Yeah, let's keep going.
It'll take like 2.5 days on horses to get there, because it is a bit further away. So just do like, I mean, we'll do it all quickly. Do the survival checks first. 3 survival checks.
You wanna do it? No, I didn't.
I
I didn't
got
last time.
30-20.
Oh, they don't.
Does my sheet.
6.
Okay, can I say my current theory? I wouldn't know this because you didn't say this,
14.
but based on the conversation that you had, I am not looking at DM, and this could be completely wrong, but I'm just wondering.
I always smile at anything, so it doesn't matter if I smile or
Because
not.
the Empire, they don't want it to look like a mistake that he killed the entire carnival. They don't want people to think that it was werewolves attacking, maybe because they could pin it on the carnival. Who do you think they're executing? I'm worried that it's my friends.
Oh shit.
Well, you should rest around town.
Oh,
I think no one knows. Like,
members of.
They said they didn't release the names of the people that were
Well,
being.
no, but you should have asked.
about, well, I don't know.
Like what happened? Like did the carnival just leave?
Yeah.
What direction they leave in?
Dosandra has an ear,
Okay,
but she didn't know
Okay.
anything.
gotcha.
So I'm saying like it's hush hush.
I'm just saying there's a possibility. My character wouldn't think that because he wouldn't have made that connection, but I'm all over this.
It is curious that 3 people who.
Like, why else would they say, oh, we attacked the entire carnival? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, he went crazy. He needs to cover that somehow. Anyway, that's just my...
So what was the roll? Sorry, you had 2 low ones and 1
I got a
high,
20.
right?
14.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Travel for 3-4 hours. Everything's great. Nothing in particular happens. You meet a few people on the road. Actually, it's not like a lot of people, but there are people traveling to the capital.
Okay.
Probably for the same reason. Not the same reason, but like execution, announcement, whatever's
Yeah.
happening. Nothing happens during yours. It starts raining again.
Oh god damn it!
Why do you control the weather?
I'm just too hungry.
Why do you do this to us?
I miss my time on my book. Okay, on my ship.
If only it wasn't destroyed.
That's a darn shame, isn't it?
Too bad you're the only one surviving. Or probably only one surviving. Plus the other one.
Do you have a lot of bad weather on the sea?
Sure.
Trying to find a way to connect it for you.
To what?
You would like to know.
Yeah.
It was
Kraken. Are you being serious? I've heard tales of Krakens. Maybe.
Okay. Yes, it's raining. You guys, are you going hunting? Because
Yeah, I was gonna offer that too.
I just it looked like you were looking at me from
11
No,
for
you're
that.
Yes, I think it's enough. With that, is that with dexterity?
Oh,
13.
13,
Okay,
yeah.
I think it's 12 million again, so that's fine. Do a D4 or a D100. Sorry, you might get extra.
55.
you say 55.
Do you want to hit this time?
For what?
For
What
hunting.
do you like to know, Weather Boy?
I remember
Control the weather. Weather Boy?
What was it? Sorry.
55.
I was at Weather Boy. Okay, 55?
55.
What do you insinuate?
Double nickels. Another daddy.
Okay, yeah, no, it's 1D4.
Uno.
Dos.
Oh, you get one. You get food for 1 day.
Nice.
Don't fuck up cooking.
I swear if you fuck it up.
You want to cook it?
You're the chef apparently.
He doesn't have proficiency in cooking tools, do you?
You can still try.
You can technically do it.
What is that?
I mean,
10 is enough.
It's edible.
No, 10 is enough. You needed 8 to make anything edible. You just rolled really bad last time. Yeah, so you guys have a nice hearty meal for dinner. You do watches. 3 people do perception. Oh, I guess everyone do perception checks. We just quickly do it like that. Ooh. 4 people. I'm sorry. You do yours.
15.
Dirty 20.
9. No. 7.
Same things.
7! Yay!
You get it.
During your watches, whenever those are, you just hear wild animals very close to you.
That's great.
It's his bird just next to you.
Roll for the next day.
Ooh.
12.
23.
This is survival.
19.
Everything goes fine. It's still lightly raining, but it's not like annoying. Like it's annoying, but not like torrentially raining.
I had a 6 to start.
No, there's like 3 people. I just did yours last because you didn't say it straight away. Survival checks. Oh wait, no. Sorry, do the hunting thing again. Because otherwise you got to use rations.
That is, with dexterity, that's a 17.
Okay. 100. 100.
15.
You get 1 fresh ingredient. Not a D4, just 1.
Oh, gotcha. There was a 1 anyway.
Cook.
20. Oh, not 20. 17.
Oh, yeah, plenty. You guys have another meal. First night it was boar, second night it's deer. Third day, do 2 survival checks.
All of that?
2 survival
2
checks.
total.
The 2 of
2
us.
total.
Okay, 2 total.
22.
We'll do yours first. It's starting to rain. Not starting to rain, it's still raining. It's a bit heavier. And then by yours it's done. It's still cloudy. It's really cloudy, but it's not like raining.
When we get there, we should go to the bathhouse.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
We're gonna bathe so hard.
What kind of bathhouse is this? That's one person.
Are you, what? Gay? What are you wanting us to say?
It's a medieval bathhouse where people go to baths because they don't have
We're
them in
gonna see
there.
boobies
Okay, you guys
and a lot of pee.
are walking through farmland as you approach Highmore, which is a very spherically round walled city.
Is it like a movie cinematic moment where we're like moving our fingers through like the leaves?
If you want it to be.
Yes.
With Elysium playing in the background.
Okay.
You walk past a couple farmhouses. You see farmhouse like stuff for like freaking an hour or 2 before you get there. There's like a river. It's not on the map, but there's a river running kind of nearby. It's probably the freshwater source. There's like a couple houses along it. And you approach, and there's this gigantic 20-foot tall stone wall. Looks pretty well put together, and it just goes. It's almost not round because it's so large. as you approach. And there's
It's a flat wall. It's just like the earth.
it's like two massive double doors that are open. There's guards, but don't look super suspicious, so they don't really stop. You don't have to be
suspicious.
Don't they?
No, they've seen some weird shit.
I can only imagine it is capital city.
But you go through and you enter the noble district immediately.
Okay.
And there's just like guards spotted along the main road all the way. And it goes all the way down to the... You see it very far in the distance, is the Highmore Castle. It's like very far in the distance, it's pretty big. But you see basically people all the way along this wall, the road, not the wall. And you walk about halfway in and then Kaelin says this way to the commons. I think it's best that you stay in the tavern for the night, and then I can get you set up in a safe house the next day. It's just not ready yet. Sirach and Brosius are staying in a safe house. I got a message earlier that it kind of really busy, that you might be able to meet up with them in a day or two weeks. You start going through, and who has the map?
Oh.
I feel like it's either me or Gan. I feel like
I think you. I don't remember.
I thought it was Gan, honestly, but that's...
Do you want to have it or just?
I can have it.
Okay. So you kind of like, you can see that you're following the path of the pink one, basically, and you're paying attention to what's happening. There's people walking, like it's a pretty busy city.
so we
In the
went
noble
to Peter
district-
probably and started.
In the noble district, it's not super busy, but there's plenty of guards watching you. Because the entrance into the town, like the way that they had to expand the city, means that the entrance is in the noble district. It originally
Which all
started.
the nobles hate.
Yes, it originally started like in the old town area, over in the trade quarter, and it expanded outwards. So just the noble district ended up in the way, basically.
I'm getting full meta vibes.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You get to the gates leading into the commons. They're open as well. We're let in. One thing you notice as you're going through the city, there's people around. It's pretty busy. People are laughing. There's a good mixture of humans and elves. Humans and elves make up probably 75% of it, but there's at least every fourth person there is some other race. Usually dwarf, usually gnome. One thing you do notice, as you walk through the streets of the city, you see what look like, in a metagaming sense, streetlights. And they are streetlights, not lamps with fire on them. Standing about 10 foot tall are these metal poles dotted along the roads in streetlight position, about 2 inches in diameter, and on top of them, which are large whitish and yellow rocks. It's a yellow-white rock, basically, and it's about the size of like a football or someone's head or something. It's like this big. They glow very slightly. It's kind of overcast, so they're glowing slightly more than they would during sunlight. None of you have ever seen anything like this before. Players know that they're basically streetlights, but they understandably, because they do actually look like pretty recent additions. Like, the city has been here for a while, but these have definitely not been here for more than like maybe a month or two.
Were these in the noble district as well?
Yes. But there's not as many in the noble district. There's not as many. Even some of the common folk, whether they're residents of the city or not, are actually looking at them like kind of in curiosity, maybe confusion. But you do hear some of the people whispering amongst themselves about them being called streetlights. Like that's what they're called.
Streetlight. Because it's light in the street. I get it.
I can't even listen to him.
Bell and Grudok do history checks.
History's +0, but I got 19.
+0 also, but I got 17.
Nice. Okay.
I mean,
So
we're not
you guys
smart,
have heard of this. You guys know this from your past / history / whatever knowledge you have. But these yellow and white rocks are called lumen stone. Lumen stone, one word. Two of you, even with your history checks, don't know this. But you have heard of Lumenstone, and whether you guys want to share this information or not, you know this. Actually, do your history check with advantage. I just want to double check.
Sure.
16.
Ooh.
Oh, you guys, you got an at 1 and an at 20.
You did with advantage.
Yeah, 16.
History plus 3, so 23.
Just to pull it out since it's kind of like really.
I want it.
Yeah, you both know whether you share this with the group or not as you're walking through, because it's a pretty long walk. It's like half an hour to get into it. In your studies and travels, respectively, and after again studies and travels, this rock right here, this Lumenstone, is the entire reason that the Solnarian Empire invaded this continent. It's a rock that can only be found in the Solnarian homeland and in the kingdom of Lumenia, like Lumenia, to the east, which you all know this now. It's the first country that the Empire invaded, after they conquered their own and subjugated the lesser races within their own country. They conquered their own kingdom, subjugated those races, and then they expanded to the kingdom of Lumenia because of this rock. This is the entire reason they came.
What a stupid rock.
You both know that it has magical properties. Obviously, it's a rock that's glowing, so it has some kind of magical properties. And when it's refined, it can be refined into a powder through a very particular secret process that you've never heard of. It becomes Solnarium and is used as a magical enhancer, magical durability increaser. It's basically like the best enhancer that you could find magically.
So it's kind of like Whitestone slash
kind
whatever
of,
it's
yes.
called.
Yes. It's basically like Whitestone, whatever
Whatever the residuum or something.
residuum. Yeah. This is partly taken from that, but
Yeah.
more specifically taken from something else. But yes, so this is like, you guys know this, but it's literally the reason they invaded the country. It's because they wanted more of this. It started with the kingdom of Lumenia X number of years ago.
Unknown number of years ago.
I have the number written down. Hold on. It's actually pretty important. It was 24 years ago is when negotiations fell through for a peaceful takeover, and Solnaria invaded with force. And at the
Solnaria, I think?
Solnaria invaded Lumenia. Solnaria, the son of Empire, invaded with force. Specifically, the Emperor's Yellow Dragon was, at the time, the only dragon. And he basically conquered the entire country by himself. It's like, yes, he had an army, yes, he had, like, naval stuff, but it was basically a gigantic yellow dragon.
We can fight him.
I'm level 4, so
We're basically
suck it.
Okay, and yeah, it's basically, in real world example, it's street lights, they're magical, and it's a magic rock that was the entire reason. They are
They should leave it up here.
at least 10 foot in the air, and they're about the size of a football.
Usually we're not acrobatics.
Shut up.
Okay.
Caitlin says, I don't know where the modest barrel is. That was the one that she recommended, wasn't it? I'm not quite sure where that is. I know where a
I
couple
want
of
to
them.
go to the modest
Can you say that in modest way?
It's up to you guys. I don't particularly care.
I mean, it just
Wait,
sounds cheap, but
What's the
I mean,
place that she said had the weird basement?
well, that's not a tavern. That's
Yeah, that's a pub,
Oh,
but it's not.
Drug secret.
It doesn't have rooms for
we should
staying.
check that out.
Well, we need to go to the bathhouse, freshen up. Don't necessarily have to do that today, but we've been traveling all day. Would be nice.
I'm gonna say it's about
It's been raining.
4:30, 5 o'clock. Sundown is probably 6:37. Yeah, sunset. Do you guys want to go to the bathhouse first? I know, the biggest one that she was talking about, I know exactly where that is.
We could go to the logical place that if that was what you prefer.
Should we guarantee ourselves rooms for the night and then head there?
Probably a good idea. I think
If people are coming in for the...
they're actually pretty close. Wait, I'm saying this. They're pretty close together.
Okay. Might as well.
Hilariously, unintentionally, they're like 3 buildings apart.
Let's just get rooms since there will be people coming in for the announcement. We can guarantee rooms for
Kaelin,
artists.
you guys are discussing it. Kaelin kind of goes off to a couple of people and asks where the modest barrel is. It takes him about 2 minutes, but he finds out and gets directions. And he knows, based on their directions, that it's close to the bathhouse. So he tells you that. Whichever ones you want to go to first, it's up to you.
What's the modest barrel?
Guys, start heading there. It is. Let's see if I can explain this.
Fine.
I'm assuming.
Seriously.
What was it?
I want to say that.
Okay, so. Wait. Oh, which one? That's the bathhouse.
Aha!
The Mortis Barrow is this U-shaped building there. On the right. There's 2 U-shaped buildings.
Just
There's
down
one
the
on right.
street.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys. I explained to them, but
Yeah, thank you. That was really helpful.
bathhouse is this thing. Oh, it's the biggest one. So it's this U-shaped
Maybe
one.
I'll take
Yeah.
that.
That with C is the.
Oh, you're not going to participate in the bath, are you?
I like to take baths in a non-group.
Setting down. Oh, Caitlin says they have private rooms.
Question mark. Bill's question.
There's a. It's obviously a bathhouse, so there's big shared baths, but they have private rooms for those to be.
Oh,
I'll take those.
I'll take the same one as him.
Same one?
You guys travel for another
Okay,
10
I guess
minutes or
I'll
so.
be taking blood bath then.
No. Are you guys going to the bathhouse first or the tavern first?
I will meet you at the bathhouse. I will go to the tavern and secure rooms. One for each.
We don't need... I mean, as long as we have a bed each, that's...
Sounds good. Go enjoy your alone time. Listen, I don't need to jerk it, so.
Neither do I. But I don't know here.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. Welcome to the hottest.
So as you approach the Modest Barrel, you guys go to the bathhouse, you approach. On the right is like a stable area. Are you guys taking your horses to the bathhouse?
I mean, okay, where are we right now? Are we like that far away from
You're like, say you're at the edge of the blue line on the left to the pink, closest to the bathhouse. So you know how it's like a C?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically where you are. So you're coming down, you're going to pass the bathhouse first.
So we'll just drop the
Yeah,
horses.
we'll just give it the horses.
You can take the horses.
Be nice with Bethany.
You see this bathhouse, it's pretty big, and it's got like, as you approach it, it's got an open like pond in the middle that's kind of a bath, but not really, because it's like,
Got fish in it.
you don't bathe outside like this. You go in, it's a weird, I think I have a map for it. Surprisingly.
I'm imagining like Spirited Away.
I don't remember. I saw it like years ago.
It's like that.
Okay, so like the big one in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So like the one in the middle is more for show, because you don't bathe outside out in front of it. But once you get in, they lead you to some baths off to the side. You ask for a private one, you go to a private one.
Let's get the... No, I don't know about the best necessarily, but let's get some really good, like,
Deep
herbs or
tissue.
whatever.
Yeah, they ask you what you want, you tell them how much you're paying. There's 1 silver, 1 gold, 5 gold.
I'll go 1 gold.
Does 5 gold come with a compliment?
No, it's just 5 gold is you're paying more for the products that are in the bath.
Yeah, I'll go 5 gold.
5, yeah.
Sorry, 1. I'm
I'll
going
probably do
1.
5 since I'm
Oh,
covered
but I-
head to toe. And I'm probably gonna smell.
Yeah, they lead you to a private one that's like completely private. 5 gold. Take 5 gold off your thing. Which one were you doing? 5.
This is like a
I'm
car
gonna do
wash.
Should I be next to him?
You can, but it's very private, and like there are people making sure you can't go into other rooms.
You're undressing.
I want to.
You are like
I want to try.
metagaming.
to
You're
see
completely
so
safe.
Okay.
Like unless you specifically tell someone to come in, they are not going to come in. go to the tavern and you go in.
Room service.
You just kill the people outside.
Room service.
Yes, okay. So it has its stables on the right. You go up, give the horses to the stable boy.
How much does he want?
How long are you staying, man?
Oh,
4 horses. It's 2 silver a night.
10 weeks.
We're all doing 5 gold. Fine, I'll do 5 gold.
It's
Yeah,
8 silver, which is 2 silver as a tip. So yeah, it's 1 gold. Give him a gold. So 1 night miss.
that sounds great. I'm just struggling. I don't know if you guys did tell, I splashed my big pipe.
Where are you? 50?
Cynthia will take care of you inside.
You don't ask.
Cynthia?
Cynthia.
Nope.
You go up into the tavern, you go in, there's a bar immediately there, there's a few tables, you see a door off to the left that's kind of presumably where the rooms are. It's actually like only a single story tavern, but it's pretty cool. Like based on it's
Nice courtyard area.
yeah. It's not like a courtyard in the middle
Fancy.
with like fancy trees and coloured leaves and stuff.
Okay.
Wait, color leaves?
Coloured leaves, yeah. What? Just different coloured leaves. They're not green. They're orange and yellow and maybe red.
It's fall time.
There are magical trees in.
Sometimes like what did I have one with each color?
Cynthia is a middle-aged
Right, Mom.
female.
It's over.
She's like, yes, miss, how can I help
Hi,
you?
Mom.
Can
It's over.
I get 5 rooms from you?
Oh, I told you guys about that.
Metagaming you need 4.
Like I was like,
Galen doesn't need 4. Because he
Oh,
does
from last
Oh,
but
that's
my,
right, he does. Can I get 4 rooms?
Just for the night?
Yes, we'll start with 1 night. Let's come back.
That'll be 3 gold.
Right.
And they're nice
you can
rooms.
listen.
They're bigger than the ones at Fairwind, like bigger than the ones at Dorcrest. They have desks in them, like it's not just a bed. They have a trunk at the end of the bed that you can store things in.
Oh, this is looking for a modest room.
Yeah, it's fun. it's not modest, it's pretty nice. But it's the biggest tavern for like rooms and stuff. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna go back to the bathhouse?
She's gonna ditch us.
I'm just gonna say, grab whatever, the keys, whatever, how to get in, take it, I'll float him up after holding, and I'll nod to her, and then I'll walk out and just walk back to the bathhouse.
Okay. You go into the bathhouse, are you gonna get one?
Give me the 5 gold, baby!
Yeah.
You see us like,
They're all private rooms, they're
Oh, okay.
massive, like they're pretty big.
yeah.
They're like, what are they? Like the spas and swimming pools and stuff. Like they're pretty. They're not gonna fit like 10 people, but these are private rooms, so you could fit 5 people in one of them, even though it's a private room.
Okay?
You get your bath. It takes like
An hour.
an hour. It's like 5:30 maybe.
I fall asleep temporarily in the bath. I just drown.
Your hour.
Tell
It's an
anybody.
hour and 5 minutes when they knock on the door. Are you okay in there, miss? Are you okay?
Yes! I'm alright! Thank you!
Your time's up, miss.
Yes, let me gather my things!
It's a silver for every minute past the hour.
I'm not getting that! I just grab all the soaps just into the bag I'm holding, and I'm just gonna butt ass naked.
You should get changed in the room
You said you're going to charge me a silver.
per minute. That's actually absurd. A silver per 5 minutes past the hour.
Would you like to wait?
I mean, you have 3 more minutes before it's 2 silver.
I'm gonna get dressed.
In 3 minutes.
Open it up.
So you guys will finish. You'll get to leave the bathhouse.
2 silver?
They make you pay an extra 2 silver. You get out into the street. Are you gonna head to the tavern? It's like
You guys see me over by the sidewalk, like,
While I'm like waiting, I just thought it occurred to me. There's someone here who has a deal with masks similar to yours, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes.
Lucian.
I think I got
I just say
I know.
Are we
Yeah,
worried
I'm
that they might target you if you're so obviously wearing a mask?
He's trying to say you should take it off.
No.
Oh yeah, fair point. Just
Rip!
You just see skin just like.
Are you worried at all? Is there anything you can do to help?
I can take your mask for you.
I can defend myself, and if things do happen, I at least have you. I all as a backup.
Nice.
Trust.
Nice, missed it.
A little bit of grain of trust
He
right
trusts
there.
all of you.
To what?
Help him.
He's like, watch his back.
Well, at least I
So,
have that.
because Bella asked about the thing, and I'm like, well, I can defend myself, but if things go difficult, I have all of you to.
I guess we'll help you with Lucian trying to take the place.
I mean, unless you want me to die, then you
I mean, it would be kind of interesting to see it.
Do you go full smoke?
Both.
Kaylin's like, I'm going to go meet up with my people. We'll have the safe house prepared for you. It'll be yours for as long as you need it. But it's going to take a day or two to set up. It should be done by the end of tomorrow, so you might not need to stay the second night in the tavern, but I'll let you know.
I only paid for one, so.
And he starts walking off. Before he gets down of eyesight,
Shot in the head with an arrow.
if only, that'd be hilarious.
Your love.
Okay, so you guys are standing there, you start walking to the tavern, Kaelin starts walking off, but before you get down at eyesight, the lumenstone streetlights glow very brightly and start projecting an image of a head above them. I'm trying to think if you would know. You guys are the only ones proficient in history, right?
Yeah.
Do a history check.
No advantage.
No,
Against
advantage.
that.
No advantage.
Because you guys haven't seen this person. It would just be a knowledge thing.
14.
So you don't know. You've heard of this person? You haven't seen him. This person is Morthil Valhorn.
Jesus Christ. Excuse you.
You can write it down. You don't have to memorize it because it's not going to be that important. But
More.
Morthil, Morthil, Valhorn, Val Horn, and his head projects itself. You can tell with your roll. This is the herald of the prince. This is the person who makes announcements for us. And he says, very boisterously, he's like a like maybe a 25-year-old sun elf. He's not like super old or anything. But he says, "Citizens of Highmoor, I come before you today to announce an important public execution will occur tonight at sundown, just outside the walls of Highmoor Castle overlooking the commons. He is the leader of a savage terrorist group that attacked the prince while he was visiting a carnival in Dorcrest just over 2 weeks ago. Attacked the prince and massacred and murdered dozens of civilians. Justice will be done for Prince Alozarin, for the Emperor, for Solnaria!" And then it disappears. If you guys want to get to the wall where the execution's happening, you probably should leave now.
Yes,
And Kaelin looks at you and is like,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
basically start booking it.
Like, Kaelin knows where he's going, so you guys just run off after Kaelin. You guys run to where it is. It's literally just like outside the... Shit, that's upside down. Outside the castle, basically the gate going into the castle area in the commons.
So right there.
Yeah, so like basically where the blue line goes towards the castle.
That corner.
Just outside there. You guys get to that courtyard area, and there is like 2,000 people.
I'm gonna try to like work my way like closer.
Up on a raised platform, just before the doors. Okay, not just before the doors, but in front of the doors is up there. Sorry, it's a wooden platform. There is a person on it. There is the prince. There is the prince's guards. There's the herald, and there is about a dozen royal guards surrounding the platform. And then, like another 10 feet out that, there is like 40 like city guards. Royal guards are specifically for like the royal palace, basically. City guards are just like, they're like blocking people from getting in closer. There's still 1,000 people in here. 2,000 people. You literally can't But all of you do perception checks.
I'm nervous because I have another theory. 16.
They know we're gonna be there
16.
and they're gonna blame us.
Dirty 20.
What was a good perception?
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Okay. I forgot to mention because it's very important. Behind the platform, so it's basically the door, and then the Princess White Dragon,
No.
and then the platform, surrounded by royal guards, all looking very, very capable. There's a small gap of nothing where there's 40 town guards, but all of you, because you all rolled really high, recognize the person that is about to be executed. No! Zale,
Oh, this is my worst
a
nightmare!
waterbender who is missing an arm.
I need to decide things real quick.
Is there
Oh,
they?
You cannot do anything. It's like, I'm saying there's thousands of people blocking you from getting close.
I'm like,
And all those
and I'm
guys
sure that's like super loud, like people are cheering and doing everything. I'm gonna be like yelling, like
Yeah.
like
So
my
you see
eyes are
this?
like glowing, like
He is like not looking great. And the herald steps forward and says, "Before the execution will begin, His Royal Highness Prince Elozrin, 5th Prince of the Empire, will address his people."
I know it's not gonna go. I'm gonna keep pretending like I'm trying to get through. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
you
get
can
it
try.
right.
And Prince Elozrin stands up and moves forward. And he says, "To all my imperial subjects, including, of course, the many nations who choose to serve our glorious empire, do you not see how much this hurts me?" And he grabs his chest in fake pain. My heart was torn from my chest, and then torn even further. The remnants are filled with an overwhelming rage and absolute sorrow. However, as ruler of this glorious kingdom, I will not tolerate terrorism. I will not tolerate rebellion of any kind, because the battle we fight is a righteous one. A virtuous battle to protect the well-being of everybody in this land, everybody in Somnaria. Now then, let us have a moment of silence for all of the innocent civilians that lost their lives in the horrific Dawncrest terrorist attack led by this man. And he pauses for like 5 seconds.
Does the
Yeah.
crowd actually get quiet?
No, not really. It's very much a fake pause.
Okay.
Now then, it is time for justice. I will show you what happens when you rebel against our glorious empire. When you go the horrifying path of terrorism rather than the noble one of democracy. And behind Prince Elozrin, his large white dragon stands tall and spreads her wings. This terrorist begged for mercy, pled his innocence, but we know the truth. We know he worked with werewolves to try and kill me, and then slaughtered dozens of civilians. There will be no mercy here. For the Emperor, for Solnaria. Cryovantra, my love, you know what to do. And his female white dragon roars loudly, her wings spread wide, as ice and magic finish coalescing in her jaw. She slams her hind legs forward, wings throwing up in the air and dust all around her, and she breathes her ice-cold breath straight through Zale. They die instantly, and the people begin to cheer. That's where we're going to end today's session.